When you choose to earn your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University, you're saying yes to new opportunities and to new adventures. You're saying yes to something big, something you've always wanted to do. If earning your degree is one of your goals this new year, SNHU can help you get there. With low online tuition, no set class times, and multiple term starts per year, you can set the pace that works for you and save money along the way. Visit snhu.edu today to get started.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Hey, this is Paige from Giggly Squad, and this episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. It's a season of wonder all the way at Nordstrom. You'll find the best gifts for everyone you love, including tons of ideas under $100 and gift experts to help. Wondering what to wear? They have everything from cozy styles to party-perfect looks, along with free style help from their stylist. Plus, they'll make your shopping easy with services like in-store order pickup, gift wrap options, free shipping, and returns. Discover the wonder of the holidays today in stores and at Nordstrom.com. Nordstrom's Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now. Enjoy huge savings on styles from UGG, Free People, Barefoot Dreams, and more. Up to 60% off.
Hey there, it's Carly. This week over on Surviving Reality, we recapped the 3-part Netflix documentary, Cold Case: Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey? We hope you enjoy this preview and subscribe over on Surviving Reality to listen to the entire episode.
Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And today we are talking about the new Netflix 3-part documentary, Cold Case: Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey?
Cold Cuts, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Natalia Grace. Different. Those are different things. Even though
I was going to say, red alert.
You did send me the trailer.
Natalia Grace is coming back for a part 3 in January.
And it's about time. This is just an annual post-Christmas, post-New Year's sort of haze that we get lost in, is the continuation of the insane story of the Curious Case of Natalia Grace.
It's kind of a tradition at this point.
I'm getting used to it. They did say that it was final, the final part. So they're really, I think they're done.
I don't believe it.
You don't think that this story has anywhere else to go after that?
How many documentaries have they created around the JonBenet Ramsey case?
A lot. There are several. Yeah, please do not get this one confused with any of the others. There is a multitude of them available.
I do not like how all of the different streaming services will just push whatever topic, so in this case, JonBenet Ramsey, anything that they have on her up to the top of your list, so that you then get confused about if this is the new thing that everyone's talking about, and then you discover it's like 5 years old.
It's the same thing that they used to do at Blockbuster back in the day. And then you'd have people coming in and complaining. Why?
An old strategy?
Yeah, because basically what would happen is there would be lesser production companies that would find out about bigger titles that are coming out. And then so they would make something that sounds kind of similar, vaguely adjacent, might be a Dahmer movie or a Dahmer documentary. And then everybody's got a Dahmer thing. That's what happened with the Netflix one too.
This is like the 4th or 5th time we've seen this happen. I think most recently it was with Scott Peterson.
Oh, that one too. Yeah. It happens all the time. Every single iteration. They're trying to catch that word of mouth. Did you hear about this? I was watching this show. And then they trick you into watching their crappy version of it.
Well, we watched the right thing, thank God.
Yeah, not Casting JonBenet. If you watched Casting JonBenet,
you're disappointed.
You are very upset. You should be, at least, because that was a stinker. That one sucked.
There are a lot of people who are not very happy about this documentary.
Okay, I think with the JonBenet case, it's whatever documentary that I've seen most recent. That's the theory that I'm going to go with.
Okay.
I think that's where I've landed.
I'm in a similar boat. I don't feel like I'm very easily swayed or impressionable, except when it comes to JonBenét Ramsey.
This case is a conundrum every single time.
I believe whatever I just most recently heard.
And I know from a documentary standpoint, because we were talking about this a little bit too, every documentary, especially ones that are kind of sensationalized for entertainment purposes, which I guess that's a disclaimer we should throw at the top of this. This review is for entertainment purposes only. I don't want
Burke Ramsey to sue us.
Burke Ramsey suing me for defamation. This is for entertainment purposes only. I have zero true crime expertise or knowledge. So don't come at me. Cease and desists. Send them somewhere else. That being said, we watched the CBS one, which that is very controversial, from 2016. I think that was The Case of JonBenét Ramsey was the title of that one. And that was the one that really explored the topic of possibly Burke being responsible for the murder.
If you missed that one, there was a lot of talk about the pineapple that was eaten. There was the flashlight that was on the counter. They did the reenactment to try to prove that a 9 or 10-year-old child could strike another child with a flashlight and injure them to that extent.
I'm saying a lot of people were saying, yeah, it's impossible. There's no way. How could a 9-year-old boy do that? I don't think that that is a reasonable enough example to cite to just say he was 9. I don't think he could, because that was kind of what they were disproving. Some of the evidence, though, that they did end up using for that didn't really match with it, but it did kind of convey at least some of the elements that they were trying to say it's a possibility. But they really leaned in on, oh, it was Burke.
I'm at the point where I just don't believe reenactments.
Well, I've watched enough Forged in Fire on the History Channel to know that just because you strike something, a ballistics gel dummy or a pig carcass isn't going to exactly respond the same way that a human body would. It does illustrate a lot of the same principles of how that would work mechanically and what that response would be. But if it's just something that's stationary there, it's not reacting, it's not responding, there's no muscle tensing or flexing that happens as
there's no response.
Protection against that, yes, there's going to be a lot of damage that's inflicted in those scenarios. So it's not an accurate representation 100% of what that capability would be, but I guess it's kind of a way to rule out if you weren't able to do it in that scenario, you probably wouldn't be able to do that in a human instance either.
I just haven't believed reenactments since the staircase. And I guess we should say that up front. I'm a bird theory person, so if you are wondering what my credibility is in the true crime space.
Specifically, owl raptor theory.
Correct.
You're going with the owl defense. Honestly,
I'm just going to frame it so that you know going into this what you're working with.
I think, yeah, and this is one of those things too where it's like when Making a Murderer came out and people who actually went through and read the documents that were in the trial, there was some other stuff that was very obvious evidence that they kept out of the documentary to make you question this. So it removed a lot of that certainty and kept it more middle ground of did they or didn't they, to keep you engaged, to keep you watching the show. That's the basis of this. It's for entertainment purposes. So I think that calls into question the ethics of documentary filmmaking, which we were kind of talking about.
Which this documentary was made with the participation of John Ramsey and other Ramsey family members. So right away, it's pretty clear that we're not going to go into this and talk in depth about Burke being a plausible murderer, which is the most recent theory that I think has picked up traction over the years. He did not do himself many favors going on Dr. Phil.
Nobody does. Yeah, nobody does any favors going on Dr. Phil.
He had a strange affect during the interview. Everybody thought that he looked very guilty, questionable, strange. He had odd facial reactions. He was laughing at a lot of things.
Cash me outside. How about that? He didn't hit us with any of those. Even though Burke always has kind of carried that, I like my suitcase energy. If you're on TikTok and you know what I'm talking about. Does he not give Baron vibes? He's right in there.
He does.
It's the same speed.
I think it's just when a small child is that wealthy, They just have similar personalities.
They all start looking and acting like that.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's just what happens.
We need a documentary investigating that.
That's a whole other theory. Yeah, we don't have time to explore.
So we've obviously grown up with the story of JonBenét Ramsey and have been influenced by the many stories and things over the years.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
25% off fine jewelry. Sounds pretty good, right? Missouri's biggest sale ever is here. From November 25th through December 2nd, get 25% off everything on orders of $150 or more. From bold hoops to minimalist stacks and a few diamonds sprinkled in here and there, Missouri makes handcrafted fine jewelry for every day. Each piece is made with responsibly sourced materials so you can look and feel good about gifting and wearing them. Find something for everyone, especially yourself. Shop your wish list 25% off online at Missouri.com, in-store, and in-app.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Holiday shopping is here, and Amazon Live has got you covered. Shop for the perfect gift from the comfort of your home with Amazon Live's shoppable video experience. Discover the hottest products from influencers and shop while you watch. This season, join Candy Burris from Real Housewives in her holiday Amazon Live series, Generation Face Off, where Candy, her mom, Mama Joyce, and daughter Riley share their favorite stocking stuffers and go-to gifts across fashion, beauty, and more. Watch and shop new episodes of Candy's series, Generation Face Off now by going to amazon.com/candylive. That's amazon.com/candylive. For a limited time, use promo code CANDYLIVE for $5 off an eligible product featured on the first episode of the series. That's KANDILIVE. Promotion expires on December 25th, 2024. Limited supply of goods. Terms and conditions apply. For full promotion terms and conditions, go to amazon.com/candyterms.
Holiday magic is in the air, and DSW's got all the shoes to make your season extra merry. Believe, you've got parties to attend and lists to check twice, so DSW is taking care of the details, like gifts to make their eyes all aglow, styles that bring joy to your world, brands everyone wants, like UGG, Nike, Birkenstock, and more, and deals to make your budget bright. Find the perfect shoes for you and yours at a DSW store near you or DSW.com.
So I think, do you want to talk about going into this, what we thought, and then the things that we found suspicious?
Your personal involvement with the case, if any? Where were you the night you found out about the JonBenet Ramsey murder?
I think I was probably in bed in my Minnie Mouse sheets.
Not your Beauty and the Beast sheets?
No, those were cute though.
Okay. I think my sister had that bedspread.
Oh my God. Everybody in the 90s
jarring.
had the same bedding.
Yeah, because we all picked them out of the same Sears catalog. At Christmas time, you get it. On Thanksgiving, that was what you did. You went through and you circled all the stuff that you wanted.
Circling things out of catalogs is a lost art that used to bring so much joy.
Except it's kind of triggering for me because I remember always circling. There was one specific toy that I always wanted, and then I never got it.
Yeah, I never got an American Girl doll.
Yeah, there's some things that you just keep circling, and they just never show up.
So were we both in the camp of Burke did it before we watched this?
I always am open to new information. So that was why the last one with Burke, I was like, this is pretty convincing. But it turns out most of it was libel and slander. So that's why it was pretty convincing. It wasn't factually correct. So I was willing to, I'm not set in my ways. I'm not dug in on my stance here where it's no amount of evidence is going to change my mind. I don't pick theories and make that my identity. I will always look at new pieces of information and assess that against the rest of the information that's available. But that's why this case is so baffling to me, because every single time there is a valid candidate for who is possibly responsible for this, DNA evidence clears them every single time. So then I'm losing my mind with this. I don't know where else to go.
Well, the whole purpose of this documentary is to, I guess, try to get more voices involved in the conversation to push the Boulder Police Department to recollect DNA or retest existing DNA and then test it against genealogy platforms to see if they can find some type of connection.
Well, that's where we kind of end up. I thought it was funny that where we end up is every suspect should be brought back onto the table because the DNA is questionable that they've been testing, the ones that they do have the results from 1996, which I'm sure they did a real bang-up job getting those results too. But that was the main consensus was, hey, let's bring all of the suspects back into question. But then also, let's immediately rule out Burke. So it was just in the same breath when they're saying we should consider all avenues, but not Burke, though. So that was weird.
But it's not even just the Ramsey family who's saying not Burke. It was the DA's office who was clearing him, which then I felt conflicted because I don't know if I trust anything around the police work in this investigation.
Okay, so that calls into question because then you have the Boulder Police Department, which believed it was Patsy. And then the Boulder DA office, who thought it was an intruder. It was somebody outside of the family. So they were at odds. And that was why now you have these convincing cases on both sides, because there were people who were set with, this is the answer, this is the solution, and I'm going to find all the evidence that supports my claim. It's the bias investigation that happens from that, and then that just builds up the narrative on both sides.
Shall we start at the beginning? For anyone who is unfamiliar with the JonBenét Ramsey case.
If you're still living under a rock at Mary's Rental in Flagstaff.
So JonBenét Ramsey is a 6-year-old beauty queen who's living in Boulder, Colorado with her parents. And she is murdered on December 26th. Well, they think it was the 25th.
It was like the night of Christmas, 1996.
Yes. The next morning, her parents wake up. Patsy goes downstairs and discovers that there's a ransom letter left on one of the stairs.
Letters, because it's 3 fucking pages long.
Okay, let's talk about that. The ransom letter.
This always bothered me.
Well, it's the piece that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think this was the thing that instantly directed people towards the parents.
This felt like cover-up.
First, the length. It seems that most detectives feel like this is extremely odd. Most ransom letters are pretty to the point.
It's a little wordy. Yeah. A little bit, to say the least. 3 pages? I mean, okay, so from the theory of an intruder, I would say the only way that an intruder would be able to come into this house, which apparently is 6,500 square feet. I did not know it was that large.
I have never realized. I knew it was a big house. I knew that they were wealthy. I didn't know that it was big enough to be a Robin rental.
It was windy. Yeah, I don't think there's enough bedrooms for it to be a Robin rental. But, I mean, they were referring to it as...
It's like a labyrinth. The police are absolutely convinced that there's no way any human who doesn't live in this house can navigate it on their own.
And that I believe, because we did the 3D walkthrough on it, and I was like, yep, I got all turned around too. But I would say, if it is an intruder, they got in there right when the family left on Christmas evening to go to their Christmas party, and then they got home. So they had maybe 4 or 5 hours in the house by themselves waiting for the family to come home. I think they were hiding in the house when they got home.
So now you're going with the intruder theory.
Well, I'm saying if it's an intruder theory, that is the only way that somebody would be able to navigate that home, is if they had 5 hours in this home by themselves to learn the layout of the home. Also, that's the only thing that's going to give you enough time to write a 2.5, 3-page ransom letter. But I don't know why you would be writing a kidnapping letter while you're there.
I'm going to blow your mind. I think this person was in the house for a lot longer than that.
You think
You're
it was
looking at me
the,
like I'm crazy.
No. You think it was like I'm thinking of the other cases where that is a legitimate thing that has happened.
This house is so big that it is not crazy to think that somebody could have been in there for quite a period of time or could have come multiple times and felt very confident about their entrance and exit. And the fact that they had that much time to be in the house writing a ransom letter, because the notepad and the pen came from within the house. So the intruder or whomever wrote the ransom letter did it in the house.
There's no arguing with that. That is true. But now I'm starting to doubt too, because from the stuff that John Ramsey was saying in the first episode, where he had broken into their house, he had crawled in through the basement window, which is now the point of entry in the intruder theory, 6 months prior to this, and he thought that they had fixed that window, but it was still broken. How do you not know that you have a broken window in your basement for 6 months?
I thought that was really strange, especially because the kids were playing in that room.
That's like the train room where, they went down and played with toys. They have toys. They spend a lot of time down there with just a broken window in the basement.
Well, that's where I'm wondering, did they really spend a lot of time in that room? Or is that like they shoved the train set that nobody ever really looked at too much in there? Or I don't know. If they were, that's strange that you have a broken window in a room that your kids play in often.
I'm assuming it's pretty cold in Boulder, Colorado.
In December?
To have a broken window for 6 months. So the entire rest of the summer, fall, and then into basically the middle of winter.
Well, and the fact that it's dangerous, because we did see that in the crime scene photos, there was a piece of glass that had seemed to have dislodged from this broken window.
I mean, I'm surprised that their basement wasn't completely overrun by raccoons or squirrels. Maybe maybe there is an owl theory that could come into play now with this as well. I'm not ruling it out.
So good, so good, so good. What's better than Black Friday deals? Rack Friday deals at Nordstrom Rack. For a limited time, take an extra 40% off red tag clearance. All sales final and restrictions apply. So bring your gift list and your wish list to your nearest Nordstrom Rack today.
When it comes to weight loss, no two people are the same. That's why Noom builds personalized plans based on your unique psychology and biology. Take Brittany. After years of unsustainable diets, Noom helped her lose 20 pounds and keep it off.
I was definitely in a yo-yo cycle for years of just losing weight, gaining weight, and it was exhausting.
And Stephanie. She's a former D1 athlete who knew she couldn't out-train her diet, and she lost 38 pounds.
My relationship to food before Noom was never consistent.
And Evan, he can't stand salads, but he still lost 50 pounds with Noom.
I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. Even through the pickiness, Noom taught me that building better habits builds a healthier lifestyle. I'm not doing this to get to a number. I'm doing this to feel better.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom users compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
You've been waiting all year, and the moment is finally here. Boll & Branch is the bedding brand for better sleep, and their best sale of the year is happening now. Right now, you can get 25% off the organic cotton sheets loved by millions of sleepers. They feel breathable, luxuriously soft, and get softer with every wash. Shop Boll & Branch's cyber event with extended returns for the holiday season. Hurry to bollandbranch.com and use code BUTTERY for 25% off everything. Limited time only. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
The DSW Black Friday sale is on. Take 30% off almost everything in stores and online right now. Yep, you heard that right. 30% off. Stock up on new shoes, bags, and extras for you and yours from all the gift-worthy brands you love. But hurry, Black Friday can't last forever. Get to your DSW store or DSW.com ASAP to save big. Exclusions apply. Details at DSW.com.
Bombas presents unsolicited gifting advice. Number 1, if they say not to get them anything, get them something. 2, underwear is a great gift, just not for your boss. And 3, those absurdly soft Bombas socks and slippers you've been eyeing for yourself? They'll love those. And the fact that for every item you purchase, another is donated to someone who needs it, they'll love that even more.
Go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/ACAST, code ACAST.
That did seem off, the thing about the window being broken for a long period of time. But also, if you were looking to break into a home and you've somehow spotted that this window is broken, and these people seem to not have any interest in fixing it for 6 months at a time, does that give more credence to the idea that somebody maybe could have repeatedly entered into this house? Also, the fact that they just do not pay attention to anything.
That, I think, lends the most credence to your theory then, is I feel like if you have a broken window in your basement for 6 months, I don't know if you would notice somebody coming in and out of your house at that frequency.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying is I can get on board with that.
It seems a little oblivious.
Definitely.
So the argument that there's no way that someone could have easily learned how to navigate this home, I think we throw that out.
The crime scene photos of the grates when they're lifting up the grate to get to the window, and then they had closed the grate and there was vegetation that was then pressed between the grate and the concrete. It doesn't grow like that, so there was definitely an interruption that had happened. It was opened and then closed as the person left.
We do know, though, that John Ramsey had to go down there to break that window 6 months prior. So you could argue, did vegetation get stuck under the grate from that incident?
Depends on when
and
it
continue
grew.
to grow?
Yeah, it depends on when it grew.
I'm going to poke holes in the theories from both directions.
I know, right? Yeah. So, this is where it gets tough.
The letter. The other strange thing is the ransom amount that's requested. And I think this has been a thing that has stuck in people's minds that doesn't really make sense to me as pointing to the Ramseys, which was that they asked for $118,000, which is not an even amount of money. It's also coincidentally very close to the figure that John Ramsey was receiving as a bonus for Christmas.
So your theory is with the extended intruder theory that they've been in the house, that they're just hiding out and hanging out to. Maybe they heard somebody mention that in passing and knows about that amount, or was going through papers or something.
Yeah, I would think that if I was receiving a bonus of $118,000, we would probably be talking about it in our own home. I would also probably be pretty eager to know when the $118,000 was going to hit my account. So I feel like it would be spoken about quite a bit.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if you and Patsy have the same temperament, though. I don't know if Patsy's going to be asking about it as much. She wasn't asking about a broken window in the basement for 6 months, so
true.
She let that slide.
We hope you enjoy this preview and subscribe over on Surviving Reality to listen to the entire episode.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.